host, Damon Gonzalez from Latinbox Sports, your boxing champions.
Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. Damon Gonzalez from Latinbox Sports. Welcome to the Slip Punches Show. We have a special guest tonight. Let's introduce, without further ado, Sadam Ali, former WBO World Super Welterweight Champion. Sadam, how you doing, my brother? It's been a minute.
What's going on, my brother? I'm doing pretty good.
Man, it's been a while, man. How you been? Talk to me.
You know, right, man. With this quarantine, man, I've never been home this much in my life. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh, how are you and your family doing? Everybody safe?
Yeah, thank God the family is good. Everybody's safe. So thank you. I hope the same for you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking some time to come on the show.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I definitely want to give you love and give you props, man. What a tremendous ride you continue to have in your career and the
Right.
accomplishments that you've had in your career. Let's start off by just looking back. You know, it's been since you stepped in the ring in 2009 and you successfully have fought right from Brooklyn, New York. How did it all start for you up in Brooklyn?
Well, I was a free agent. I think up until I was about 12-0. There was promoters that wanted to sign me, but they weren't really giving me you know, a contract worth my worth. So
Right.
it was like I had to stay a free agent, and it got to a point where promoters didn't even want to put me on their card anymore unless I signed a contract with them, which wasn't a good contract. So it got to a point where I had to start my own promotions to build my own career because I believed in myself. So I started my own career. I started my own promotions, and I threw some fights. Up until Golden Boy reached out to us, and that's when we really got started.
Now you had plenty love from the neighborhood, man. The one thing I noticed in your whole career, Havoc had your back.
Right. I mean, Havoc was my coach. And he had them Havoc trunks, so I always look fly in that ring. That's the best boxing gear I've seen yet. So
So how's it been for you? I mean, let's go right to it. Let's talk about that. I mean, you fought Mauricio Herrera, you fought Johan Perez, you beat Francisco, Santana. You beat them all.
right.
And then that one fight, that one night at the Mecca Madison Square Garden when you stepped in the ring to
Cotto.
fight for the world title against Cotto.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was a big one, man. I mean, the opportunity came to me, and as a fighter, we look for a world championship belt. We look for moments like that. I'm fighting a legend. I had to move up a weight class to get there as well, but I just believed in myself, and I knew that was my chance and my time. Um, of course, Cotto wasn't at his prime, but everybody still said he was going to knock me out. So I just worked hard, and I knew what I had to go out there to do. I was prepared, and I fought smart, and I did what I had to do to get the win. I'm glad the judges did the right thing.
Well, Ali, I remember fight week, that whole week, and you carried yourself, which was pretty cool, man, in a very humble attitude leading up to fight night. There was really no disrespect. It was you just had a job to do.
Not at all. I've been like that throughout my whole career. I mean, I guess I could say it has a lot to do with the parents and the way I was raised. Um, Also, another part of that has to do with Miguel Cotto. He's a class act. He's not the type of fighter that's gonna, try to rub you the wrong way or say anything disrespectful. So it was all cool vibes throughout the whole thing.
So how you been, man? Are you still fighting? Are you retired? What's going on with your career at this
Yeah.
moment?
I'm not retired, but after the coronavirus hit, uh, I just been inactive. I've been working out a little bit here and there. Now I'm just not getting back, but I don't have anything lined up. But I do want to have at least a few more fights. and see where it goes.
Yo, tell the fans, man. Tell a lot of people that don't really know, again, the pedigree and the history about you as a fighter. How how did you get the name World Kid?
Okay, well, I was in a house full of women. First of all,
Or
um, yeah, my dad seen me. He's like, I guess he seen me playing like patty cake with the girls, and he's like, "Oh hell no!" He took me to karate at 5 years old, and
that's what's
at
up.
8 years old I started boxing, and from there I just kept learning. My dad took me everywhere with the experience. So I made the Olympics 2008. I was a big underdog in that as well. Terrence Crawford was the one that was supposed to really be representing USA. That's who everybody thought was, and I happened to draw him first. I had to fight him first. It was a good fight, but I won. And after that, I just swept everybody else up, and I was an Olympian. So, 2008 Olympian. After the Olympics, I turned pro, and I just worked my way up.
Now coming from Best Stuyvesant, man, it's definitely not easy territory. You coming from many boxing legends have come out of Brooklyn
Right.
with the
I mean,
Tysons, fighters like Paulie Malignaggi,
yeah,
Shannon Briggs. Just
right,
you being in that roster of
right.
Brooklyn fighters, man.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you to come from such a background?
I mean, it feels good. We're hungry. We're ready to go out there and fight. I'm not gonna sit here and say I had the hardest life growing up. My life's been good, but my everybody can find their push in them, and my push was to be special. You know, and I feel like everybody has a special in them. You just got to figure out what that special is about you and go out there and get it. And it's not just gonna come to you. You got to chase it. Dreams can be made, but you got to go for it.
Now, champ, of course, I always ask the fighters, very important. Give a shout out to all your fans, man, because there's so many people that again have followed your career, that have been sticking by you and what have you. So that's important for you to take this moment. Why don't you do that?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to all the supporters, all the fans. I really appreciate the love. You know, you know, I enjoy going in there and entertaining and looking good and getting those wins and shining. But without you guys, I mean, what are we gonna do? We don't have anybody really watching us. There's no entertainment. There's no viewership. We need the viewers. So I appreciate all the love, everybody who stuck by me. People who really know me know I'm a very humble person. I'm a good dude. I'm very positive. Anything negative, you just throw it to the side. So I just want to say I appreciate all the love.
Champion, thank you so much for those words. Now, of
Yeah.
course, as we know and we discussed earlier in the show, how things are going pretty crazy right now in the world and what have you.
Yep.
Have you had any opportunities to take a look at the live boxing that's going on in Vegas with Top Rank? What are your thoughts
Um,
with the fights that are going on?
I haven't got to really watch it, but I did see like little clips like on Instagram. Instagram got everything on there. So them fighting without a crowd is a little weird, but I mean it's two guys in there fighting, right? So we spar, and sometimes there's not much people in the gym anyway. So it's like it's not a big deal. Me as a fighter, I don't need a crowd for me to go in there and shine. It's unfortunate that things came this way, but I mean, who would ever thought we had to walk outside with gloves and a mask? So it's a little weird, but I mean, in life, we're gonna get through whatever we got to get through to get there. So I mean,
So
it won't
pretty
be
much.
I won't be that way for long, but we're dealing with it for now.
But if you got a phone call, of course, hey, listen, we got a fight lined up for you. Are you willing to take it? I mean, would you consider the thought in those circumstances?
Yeah, well, I mean, why not? I don't see why not. I'm still getting in that ring. I'm still going to aim to win. I'm still going to get paid. So it's like the only thing missing is the fans watching, but they can watch at home.
Champ,
So
how about being at home, man? How humbling is it? I know you're quarantined and things have changed and what have you, but you as a boxing champion, man, getting all that love in the
it's a little
streets,
weird.
man.
It's a little weird, man, because I'm not. I'm usually just going to my gym and either go bowling with some cousins or doing this, doing that. So I'm usually always out the house. So now that I'm home, I'm like 90% of the time. So it's a little weird, but it does bring you closer. I'm sure it bring a lot of people closer to family, which is a good thing. Um, but I look at it like it won't be like that forever. So things will get back to normal.
Well, definitely the best is yet to come with Sadam Ali, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, I don't know what's the next fight, but I would like. I know a lot of people don't want me to fight overseas, but I would like to fight maybe in like Saudi Arabia or in Dubai, something like that would be pretty cool, which I've never done before. So that would be awesome.
That's great, man. That's great to hear. How can fans follow you on your social media, on your Instagram account?
My Instagram is the World Kid Ali.
We appreciate your time, man.
Yes, sir.
This is important. Right now during these times, this is great. This is great for the trainers, the fighters, everybody to network with the community, to network with the fans. And
Yeah.
this means so much that you take your time and keep on punching, and doing
Yes,
what you're
sir.
doing.
Yeah, and for the youngins watching, man, my advice to you is listen to your parents. The people who love you, that's the most important thing. I try to say this as much as I can because when you look at friends, there's probably friends that really care for you, but are they gonna really want you to be better than themselves? I say no. The only person that would want you to be better than themselves or achieve more than what they have achieved would be a father and your mother. They want to see you be better than them. So they're always going to tell you the right things, and so my advice is listen to your parents. I don't care how much they annoy you, if they make you upset, if you're frustrated about something. At the end of the day, what your parents want is the right thing. And I must say that I'm not the most perfect son, but yes, I listen to my dad, I listen to my mom, and you know God is great, and I'm good.
And Chan, we really again appreciate those comments from you, shouting out to all the fans. That's so important.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
of course, we know clearly and we thank you for clarifying. The best is yet to come with you, champ. But I want to ask you, as a champion, right now in boxing today, is there any fights you would like to see happen? I mean, you got the Lomachenko's, you got Joshua, you got the Fury and Wilder. Is there
Um,
any fight particular in your mind that, like, you know what? I want to see that fight.
I would love to see Terrence Crawford and Spence, which there is some
Nice.
talk about it. I would love to see that.
What are your
Honestly, I would
thoughts?
like. I think they're both great fighters. I would say Spence has a little more power, but Crawford just has a little better boxing. I would like to say. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think Spence is a little bigger boned, but that's a tough fight to call. That's a good one. That's why I would love to see it. Um, I really like Lomachenko. I really can't see who will beat him. Honestly, if he looks like how he's been looking in his other fights, well, most of his fights, I think he did not so great in one of them. But I don't know. I feel like nobody can really beat that dude. But I would like to see him versus Shakur Stevenson. I don't. There's something about Shakur, man. I watched Shakur fight one time, and just the sweet science when he's in there, he's just so smart. So I would love to see Shakur Stevenson versus Lomachenko. You know, I
That's
don't know
that's a
when
that's
that
a
would
great
be
fight.
right to do, but I would love to see that. I would say Shakur for a few more fights, and then Lomachenko. Because that dude's a problem.
Champ, that's definitely a great fight. And again, we really appreciate your comments on that. And we thank you so much, man, for taking your time and coming on the Slip Punches show. We would love to have you come back.
Yes, sir. I'll be back another time for sure.
You keep on punching, champ, and hopefully we'll get some news from you soon, okay?
Yes, sir. I got you,
All right. Appreciate you, brother.
my man.
Take care, Ali.
Take care, bro.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the Slip Punches show with Sadam Ali. Really good guy, great guy. We're glad we got to have him come aboard and talk to everybody. Um, and again, we appreciate it. This is good for boxing. He's a true kid. He's a good kid that earned his spot in the sport of boxing, and we commend him for his accomplishments in the sport. So once again, Damon Gonzalez from Latinbox Sports. Thank you for tuning in the Slip Punches show, and we'll be talking to you soon. Have a good night.